Good evening, I am Amadin Ogbewe. Now tonight's edition of Top Talk is a special one. I will be speaking with the group head at Citizens Charity Raffle, Mr. Nick Agule. He will be telling us about what his organization has in store for Nigerians and the opportunity to win 1 million naira and also attract development projects to your community. He joins me now to do justice on the matter and tell us what citizens can expect from this raffle. All right, Mr. Nick Agule, welcome once again to Top Talk.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, and I greet our viewers as well.
All right, it's good to have you. It seems you're under a different hat today than when you regularly speak about the oil sector and so on and so forth. Today you are here for the citizens lottery raffle or thereabouts.
Citizens Charity Raffle.
Citizens Charity Raffle.
Yes.
Tell us what that is about.
Okay, so Citizens Charity Raffle is licensed by the federal government of Nigeria to provide a platform for Nigerians to donate to charity. And people don't have to donate big monies, but this is based on a crowdfunding initiative in terms of if there are 1 million Nigerians with 200 naira in their hands, individually the 200 naira can't buy them much, but if they put that 200 naira into a pool and it will then transform into 200 million naira. With 200 million naira, we can then do projects in our communities, in the most deprived of our communities. We can bring water to them, we can bring education, we can bring healthcare, we can bring agriculture, we can bring electricity, we can bring bridges to link communities that have been cut off, we can bring fishing activities, and we can bring irrigation so that they can do all year round farming and things like that. So that's what this scheme is all about.
All right, I noticed you have some documents with you. What are those about?
So these documents are the legal instruments that have set us up. And I brought them because I know that Nigerians have been scammed for so long that for some people, they will be imagining that maybe this is one of those scams again. So these legal instruments show that we are legally registered and licensed by the federal government to do what we are doing. And so the first instrument you see here is our certificate of incorporation issued by the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. The second document you see here is the approval that was granted by the President of Nigeria. And this approval was conveyed to us by our regulator, who is the National Lottery Regulatory Commission. And thirdly here, I have the official license, which is tenured for 10 years. So if you look at it, it starts from May of 2023 to May of 2033. So we have this license issued by the federal government that permits us to operate this crowdfunding platform to enable Nigerians take active part in developing our communities through the building of sustainable development projects.
Right, that's fair enough. So let's delve more into what you hope to achieve and how the framework is. If I understand correctly, it means it's a platform where Nigerians can donate or thereabouts. So I think 200 naira and so on. So, but there's a lottery aspect to this. What is that really? Is it that when the monies are joined together, some lucky winner just takes the money home? What happens to the projects? If you can break that down for us.
That's a good question. And I'm happy you asked it because it now provides me the basis to explain to Nigerians what this is all about. So, like we said, the basis for donation is a ticket. And a ticket costs 200 naira. If you are well enough and you want to donate more, like you want to donate 1,000 into the kitty, then it's a matter of getting 5 tickets. Now, all the monies that come in from the ticket sales will go into one basket. And then below that basket, we have created 4 other baskets. And all the 4 baskets are for empowerment of Nigerians and Nigeria. The first basket is for the federal government of Nigeria. Because by the law setting us up, a portion of that 200 naira must be remitted to the federal government through the National Lottery Trust Fund. And the National Lottery Trust Fund is an arm of government, is the charity arm of the federal government. Monies in there are meant to be used by the federal government for charity. And so that is empowering whatever individuals or communities the federal government is doing. That's the first empowerment. The second empowerment is there's a cost of running this scheme. We have employed people, we are running offices, we are paying for advertisements and other costs. The people we have employed, we have empowered them with jobs. Those that are doing graphic work for us, they are advertising companies and all of that, we're also empowering them. Because through their businesses, they're also employing people. They're also being good corporate citizens, paying taxes into government coffers. So that is the second basket. Again, it's for empowerment. The third basket is, and that's where the lottery aspect comes in, to encourage people and motivate them to come forward and do this donation. We normally put a prize money, like in a raffle, for those who have tickets. And this time around, we're putting 1 million naira on the table. So anybody that brings their 200 to buy a ticket stands a chance of individually being empowered with 1 million naira come Saturday, this Saturday, when we're running the draws. So that is again financial empowerment, but on an individual basis. Then there is the fourth basket, and that is where the monies to build those sustainable development projects in the communities will come from. So for every single 200 naira, there's a split. Part of the split will go into the Lottery Trust Fund for the federal government. Part of it we contribute to employment generation and running business, which also generates opportunities for other businesses and suppliers in Nigeria. Part of it is going to one person or more persons, if more than one are as lucky, for their
More than one person can be.
Yes, because I'm going to explain the basis for the selection.
Okay.
So, and then the third empowerment is where the projects for the communities are going. Yeah. Now, if I explain the basis for selection in each of the baskets, basket 1 is not in our control. Okay. It's in the control of the federal government, and the federal government decides how they want to do the charity. Basket 2 is in our control. So we employ competent people, and our employment is strictly on merit. It doesn't matter who you are, so long as you're a Nigerian or you have a permit to work in Nigeria. We run a competitive recruitment process, and we have employed people who are working with us. So we decide on those people we're employing. Basket 3 for the individual empowerment. It's only God that decides on that one. And how do I mean? That is where the lottery aspect or the raffle aspect comes in. When you want to donate your 200 naira via buying a ticket, we offer you 52 letters of the alphabet. That is A to Z twice. You know, A to Z is 26, and another A to Z is 26. Yeah. So you're going to have double A, double B, double C twice. And you select 6 letters from these 52. And the 6 you select become your ticket code. On Saturday this week, we are going to be live on the NTA network service. That means all NTA stations will be tuned into that program called Weekend Deal. 8 a.m. prompt, we are going to do the draws. And we tag the draws pre-independence draws to celebrate Nigeria's 63rd anniversary. And for that, what we do there is the same 52 letters that we offered you when you were buying a ticket, we are going to put them into a bowl. And that means whatever 6-letter combination you chose are inside that bowl. That means your ticket is there. Then we are going to draw 6 after a thorough check of the bowl. If the 6 that are drawn on Saturday live on TV happen to be the one that you selected when you were buying your ticket, and you are the only person who is so lucky, you are going to get an alert of 1 million naira. But assuming there are like 2 people, one was in Oshogbo, the other one was in Kaduna, and both of them selected the same 6 letters, which is possible. And the 6 letters happen to be the ones that we are going to draw on Saturday, then they're going to go home with a share of the 1 million at 500,000 naira each. So that is why it's possible that there can be more than one person selected for the individual empowerment. For the 4th basket, how do we identify the projects within the communities to implement? We have a charity board, and once monies begin to collect in that basket, we're going to advertise to the entire country. Whether you're an individual, you're a community association, you are a school, you are a hospital, any need that people will have, either as individuals or corporately as a body, they will be submitted to us. And the charity board is going to assess them in the area of need, in the area of the intervention that needs to happen, in the area of whether they are bringing some counterpart funding or so. And they are the ones who will propose the projects that will be executed within the monies that we have in that basket. So that is how these 4 empowerment baskets are going to be implemented through this donation of 200 naira each coming from Nigerians.
All right, that's fair enough. Well, if I understand something correctly, the 200 naira basically is being split across these baskets. Is that
Yes.
what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a fixed sharing formula amongst the 4 baskets? And also, the basket where Nigerians have the opportunity to win 1 million naira, the 1 million naira is being provided from your end, right?
Yes.
So if there's more donations, does the money increase or is fixed?
Okay, so basically there is a formula, like by the law setting us up, there's a formula in terms of how much should go to the National Lottery Trust Fund. The basket for the empowerment of individuals in terms of employment generation and all of that is also based on the cost that we are running the scheme with. And we are very cost efficient. We are really looking at ensuring that we're not a ministry or government department that will just recruit people for the sake of recruiting. So for us, you are only recruited if there's a need for you. So we're being very efficient with that. In terms of the basket where the 1 million naira financial empowerment for individuals will come from, again, there's a threshold that has been provided by the federal government in terms of the split that goes there. Now, after we've taken the total money, giving the federal government its share, paid the cost of running the scheme, and then the individual empowerment, the rest of what should be left, if this was a profit-oriented undertaking, that is what you should call profit. For us, it's not profit. The surplus is going to go inside the charity basket. At the beginning, as we started now, with a lot of Nigerians not knowing us, or not even believing us, thinking that we're a scam, there might not be much in the charity basket. But with time, as we prove to Nigerians our genuineness, as we operate this scheme with utmost integrity that we have brought to the scheme, and Nigerians begin to believe in us, then you will discover that if, for instance, we're able to sell 1 million tickets to generate 200 million naira, up to 80 million of that money will fall inside the charity basket. You understand? For projects to start springing up in our communities. So that charity basket will continue to grow as more and more tickets are being sold. So that is the way it's going to work.
All right, that's fair enough. Let's talk about the implementation part. If I understand correctly, this is all is non-governmental, so to speak. So when you get the funds for these projects, how do you go about it? Where do you start from? Do you just pinpoint an issue and go after it, or are there also rules and regulations that you must follow before you're able to help people?
Okay, so when the 200 naira comes in from each ticket, and that 200 naira, we'll call it a donation, and the people putting it, we'll call them donors, because even if they are not selected for financial empowerment, or the immediate communities don't benefit from any project yet, it's a donation that is impacting positively on the lives of some people somewhere else. So once that 200 naira comes in, the federal government share is there. It will be given. Employees and office costs and advert costs and all of that will be paid, as we have engaged in. The financial empowerment now of 1 million is money that the operators of the scheme, the promoters, have put up. Even if ticket sales at these first draws don't get up to 1 million, we're still committed to paying that 1 million, because that 1 million is already in our Zenith bank account. Yeah. And then when it comes to the projects in the communities, like I said, there's a charity board, and it's going to receive inputs from across the nation about areas of need. And they are going to analyze this thing, taking fund availability on our side, taking the budget size for each of the projects, taking into consideration if, for instance, a community says, we have been cut off from civilization, we only need a bridge to cross over from where we are so that we can carry our agricultural produce to the cities. And the community is like, oh, we have 40% of the budget. Can you guys come in with 60%? That kind of project will rank probably above another bridge project in a similar community somewhere where there's no counterpart funding, And then areas of extreme need, will also be looked at. But there's one underlying fundamental thing with our approach to charity. We are looking at sustainability more than stopgap intervention. So in the charity space, there are people who are doing stopgap interventions, and it's okay for them to do that because that's also needed. So for this, I'll give a few examples. If there is hunger in a community, those who are doing stopgap intervention will bring food items to the community. And that will, at least in the interim, in the short term, cover all for the hunger. When we come there, we're looking at agriculture, giving them sustainable agriculture, possibly with irrigation. That's the kind of solution we'll bring. Say, for instance, there is a lack of education in a community. Stopgap interventionists will come in with scholarships to some children within the community. We are going to come in with a school for all the children in the community to benefit from. So instead of going on a medical outreach, we'd rather go with a health center. So that's our own idea of sustainability in terms of the projects that we're going to execute.
All right, just a final one. Would you need any, lack of interference from the government? Do you have a working relationship? Take, for instance, you built a school. Would there be an understanding that the government would do perhaps their part to get its teachers in that school? Or is that something that is not fully your responsibility?
So it depends on the efforts of government. For instance, we go to a local government and there's a community that is totally cut off from civilization, doesn't have a school, and children are just being put into the farms and all of that. And we decide that we're going to build a school in this community. If the local government in that community says, look, we like this, we can partner with you. And if you build this school, we're going to employ teachers into the school, or we're going to do A, B, or C, that would be very good. And in fact, that's the kind of place that we go first before we'll go to a community that doesn't have such an offer, So if the government at all levels, federal, state, or local government, want to partner with us, we are very willing to partner with them. But if they are not willing to partner with us, we will fund the school, build the school, recruit the teachers, put all the equipment in the school, and run the school by ourselves. Either by ourselves or by charities that we are supporting. Because it's not all the projects that we are going to execute directly. For majority of the projects, we are going to partner with existing charities that are on the ground in those areas we want to intervene in, and we'll work with them as development partners.
All right, that's fair enough. So is there any other thing you would like Nigerians to know?
Yeah, so what I want Nigerians to know is that how do you now become part of this? How do you donate to charity? As you can see on my shirt, this is the platform, www.citizensraffle.org. If you go to this site, then you are going to see how you will donate. It's very seamless. Also, you can call our help desk numbers for support, and that is 01887-0019. The number again is 01887-0019. We also have agents, retailers across the nation. You can buy tickets. And also we have created this retailership. If you want to sign up with us to retail for us, if you sell a ticket, you get 20% of the proceeds. And that's money you make without having to dress up to go to work. So that's how you can be part of this. Yeah. And by the live draws are on NTA this Saturday, 30th of September, live at 8 a.m. Just tune into any NTA station and you watch us live, making the draws that will select the 6 letters. And once they are selected, we plug them in the system, and we're going to see if people are being selected for financial empowerment.
Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Nick, and hopefully you are able to reach and impact the lives you hope to.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.